Good morning, Gloria Brooks here from Nature Glows East Science. So I am out on a nature walk. Here's where I'm at. And I'm going to flip the camera around to show you my hike. So actually this is a daily walk that I take right here by the Eastern Sierra, right there. And the White Mountains right there. So honestly, mainly I get out into nature. I camp out in nature full time. As you know, I'm a full-time RVer living out of a camper van. And so that affords me the opportunity to live right in nature. So it's really exciting to be here in the California desert. I love the desert. I didn't always love the desert. When I first moved into the van and came out west, I had never been to the desert. And so let me tell you a story here. So back in 2012, I had decided that I wanted to live out of a van full time. Before that, I was looking at tiny houses, but they were really cost prohibitive, and I just couldn't find it in myself to build my own tiny house at that time. Maybe I will someday. So I saw all these YouTube videos about van life, and then I found Bob Wells' little tiny book about how to live out of a van, car, any vehicle. And I read that in like a day, and I was sold. I was like, I'm gonna move in. I'm gonna live it out of a van. And I went on Bob Wells' website, and on his forum, there was a guy that was selling his van for $4,000, and he was in North Carolina. So I drove down. Didn't have $4,000. I didn't know how I was going to get the van, but I just knew that that van was going to be mine. So, long story short, his wife fell in love with my car, a Nissan Altima. Oh, no, it was a Malibu. We did a straight swap, and I paid $1 to get the title, and yeah, so pretty awesome story there. So when I came out west, I had never seen the desert before, and you know, I was used to the East Coast. I'm from New York, actually, originally, where everything is jewel green, emerald green, in the summer and spring and summer, and beautiful fall colors from the leaves. So my first introduction was Arizona. Chino, Arizona is where I camped with. I met up with Bob Wells and his group, and I camped with them. And that was my introduction to the desert. And I have to say, I wasn't super impressed at first, but I loved the lifestyle of living out of my van, the life of freedom, and I just felt so free. And I was teaching live online classes at the time using mobile internet. So just sitting in the back of my van, propped against pillows, teaching my live online classes. And then by degrees, like, the desert started to grow on me. And I think the biggest part of how it grew on me was come wintertime, when it was warm, when the rest of the country was freezing cold, we were warm and happy. And yeah, so I think that's what made me fall in love with the desert, was the fact that right here, right now, the sun, and it's sunny here like 355 days a year in California. And I'm just in love with the desert. Let me just show it to you again. Like, this is my nature walk this morning. And I will get on point here, because we are talking about how to get you as a homeschool family outdoors more for nature connection. So here's my pro tip. You have to schedule it in. Like, you probably already knew that. You know, just go for a walk together. I like going twice a day, and I don't know if you can get your whole family out twice a day, but start small, baby steps. If you and your kids are behind screens all day and you feel just sluggish and tired at the end of the day, it's because you're not getting enough exercise. Use getting outside into nature as a form of exercise. And just explain to your kids the scientific benefits, the health benefits of being out in the sunshine. With the whole pandemic, the COVID thing, like science is finding that we need more vitamin D, and that will help us ward off the disease. Even just that alone should be enough to motivate you and your kids to get outside in the sun more. And wherever you are, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. So, just get the gear that you need to be warm enough outside. And once you get moving, once the kids are out exploring, you can start in your own backyard, then start walking your neighborhood, and then go to local parks and just schedule it in. Go for hikes at your local parks. Bring your cameras, do nature photography. Bring your nature journals and start drawing pictures of plants. And another story. Story time! So when I was teaching my 4th and 5th graders, and I had this nature connection epiphany from this world-renowned teacher that came to our school and did seminars, Don Tolman. He taught us about nature's numbers, patterns, and shapes. And just hearing that, wow, there's a connection between math and nature. How come, I had seen this one other time before in a Time Life hardback in my early 20s, the year I graduated from college. Never heard of that. But something in the way that Don taught, just awakened something in me. And that's how I created my online math art course, was just the epiphany of, wow, math is everywhere. And it motivated me like nothing else to get outside with my camera and my journal and to look for these patterns, look for spirals and pine cones and daisy seed heads and sunflower seed heads, looking for hexagons found in beehive honeycombs and paper wasp nests. And I just went hog wild, just photographing all these patterns. It can be like a treasure hunt for you and your kids, where you're just looking for nature's patterns everywhere around you, starting in your own backyard. All right, so I hope that excites you and your family to get outdoors more, even in the winter and during the holiday season. And I know this isn't nature connection necessarily, although it could be. Get out into your neighborhood and look at lights, but go on foot at night. Just dress up really warm, bring mugs of hot cocoa with marshmallows, and just make it really an exciting event. So there's another idea for you. All right, thanks for watching, and as always, grab my unit study planner. I'll give you a link with this post. Give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments, and smash that subscribe button. And yeah, you'll be hearing from me again tomorrow.